you might not recognize him, is Claire. So he's not part of the raffle. He just wanted to come and watch. These Wibbles are so excited. We learned something. We never were quite sure when Wibbles actually were able to fly. When they developed and became able to fly, and we saw it for the first time. Starting April 30th, they start, which is known as Children's Day, which was yesterday, they start getting kind of funny. And they start twitching a little bit. This morning, when they woke up, they could fly. That's why they're here. May 1st is the day that those Wibbles become fledged. They turn into fledglings. You know, birds, when they're in a nest, they can't leave the nest until when?
Until they can fly.
That's why we call birds that learn to fly fledglings. These are these last of the fledglings Wibbles that I have at the mill. This is it. Now I told Zubin, I brought all you in. This is all your money. All you was hired at the Earth's birthday for one purpose. What did I tell you? We needed what to find? More Wibbles. All you is the person who found the new pile of eggs. And is in charge of the project to excavate the eggs, hatch the eggs, and make sure next May Day, a year from now, we won't have just 12 Wibbles left. We'll have more Wibbles than we'll have our hands full.
The next generation.
The next generation. And as soon as we have any more information, if something new comes, even between now and the end of the school year, we'll keep you abreast of that. For today, I'm going to ask you one last thing, if you don't mind. On the Earth's birthday, it's come to give a toast. So we had to say, what would be the very best libation for the celebration? This is it. You know what this is? Sparkling lemon mineral water. Now think about that. Only 3 ingredients in there. 3. Let's go with the sparkling. You know what that is?
No.
What is the sparkles?
The lemon. Well, I know what it represents.
What is it? What are these bubbles made of?
The minerals?
No. These are carbon dioxide. The same stuff that the plants make food out of, that they suck out of the air to make everything we eat, is a gas. Guess what happens when you take in the carbon dioxide? What do? You burp. Because you're not a plant. You don't use that stuff. You just want the oxygen. But the plant needs that. So that's 2. The mineral water. That is water that we get directly out of the earth. It has what in it? Dissolved rock, right? Minerals. 3, the lemon. That is from the lemon tree. It took the carbon dioxide, it took the water, and added just one more thing, the sun, and made that lemon. So when you toast it, I want you to toast the water, the air,
You can toast
and the plants.
water.
You can toast, you guys just, the rivers, the beavers, right? The earth is made up of 2 parts, water and dirt. You're toasting it all. Finally, I'm going to ask you to do 4 more acts of kindness. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, when I say toast, I'm sorry. Toast is on a day, we can make a wish, like on a birthday. You light a candle. A toast is a pledge. It's when you say something that you really, you say happy birthday. You say you're toasting that person. All right.
You're celebrating.
You're
Celebration.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 23. 23. So I'm going to give you 4 just between now. You're dying to ask the question. All right. Please ask the question.
We did science projects, and I did my science project on minerals.
We'll talk more. I want to talk about it when we drink. We'll talk more about that. That's great to know. All right, 23. So on the Earth's birthday, we're going to do our final. I'm going to see if we can do 115 more acts of kindness in the next 8 hours between now and when the sun goes down. So here's what I'm going to offer. 1, let's count the toast. It's not that big. You're toasting, but as long as you toast it, and when you toast it, well, let's not count the toast. That's not really an act. That's a drink. You can do that. Here's what I'd like you to do. You go home today. On your route home, I want you to think, where is my favorite tree? I know where mine is. Mine's over in the rose garden. It's a giant redwood sequoia. Go find what tree you just particularly like to get your arms around it, your heart right up next to it, hold it and hug it for 30 seconds and say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because remember, without that tree, we'd all be dead. No oxygen. So that's 1. 2, on your way home, I'd like you to look for a dandelion. It's May 1st, Dandelion Day. Look for a dandelion. When you find one, get your feet on the ground, open up your ears, 1 full minute of listening to the birds. 1 minute. Remember, you know where I hear all my stories from? The birds are the world's oldest storyteller. If you went down to the rainforest, you'd go, oh my God, the toucans and the macaws and the parrots, they all got their different stories. They fly all over the world. They collect stories from all over the world. They're the world's best storytellers. So if you're not hearing the birds, you're missing out. 3, I brought some of the finest seeds you can get. This is black sunflower seeds. These are 6 or 7 different seeds. There are so many hungry critters out there right now. Prairie dogs, birds, squirrels, little mice. If you each would take a handful of this, you can put it in your little container when you go home. We'll send you home with it. I'd like you to strew it somewhere. A place that you'll go back by. So tomorrow when you go by it, will it still be there? Or did it all get picked up and taken home? So go feed some hungry critters. Next, when you get home, find a container like this. An old quart container, fill it up with water. Go out, look for a parched plant. It is so dry out there right now. This might be, if you don't water it, there might be certain plants that if you don't water it, they're not going to make it through the night. Go water somebody who's really thirsty, right? And the last one I'm going to give you, tonight, I'd like you to go out and look at the moon. And I'd like you to remember that on May 1st, you're not alone. There are kids all over who are looking at the moon, right? And I want you to take the Earth's birthday pledge. So this one, you might have to write it down. So why don't you got pencils in front of you? Let's write it down because you might, I don't want to remember it otherwise. It goes like this, and you'll understand it. No job is too big. That's the first line.
Wait, I need to.
Right.
I don't have any paper.
No job is too big. No action is too small. Write those 2 lines. There are 2 more lines coming. No job is too big. No job is too big. I can't remember it without writing it down. I always get it mixed up. So write it down just so you have it. No job is too big. No what? Action. Remember what an action is. A thing, all right, is too small for the care of the earth. For the care of the earth is the task of us all. Imagine if you're out looking at the moon. No job is too big. No action too small. For the care of the earth is the task, the work, the task of us all. Imagine 1 million kids out tonight making that pledge. I feel pretty good about the future. I think you guys are going to do it. You're going to care for the earth. There's nothing to be afraid about. But you got to make your pledge. All right. Are we ready?
Thank you. I was just going to get this.
All righty. They're all here. So you're
Yeah,
all right.
I have you just have them to me. I don't know
All right, here we go. I'm going to pull them out one by one. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 little wibbles there. And once I do the wibbles, I have a few other things we'll pull out besides wibbles. But let's do the wibbles.
Okay, now boys and girls, you remember that the names from all the students in the school that raised over $5 are in that basket right now. Did you hear what I said? So all the schools
There are
that
so many.
participated
It
are
might,
in
and,
that.
and again, if you don't get one of these wibbles, don't worry about it. We got 5,000 more wibbles next year. These are just these 11. So just be, and if you get one of these and you already have a wibble, let me tell you, you are the steward of this wibble. Your job is just to make sure this wibble gets as much love as you want this to be the most loved wibble. So if you already got a wibble and you don't really need another swivel, and you know somebody who would just make, you can give that swivel to that person. All right?
Oh, and one more thing, let's decide this before we move on. What if a person's name is drawn 2 times?
I would say that the way this would go is that really you would strongly encourage that second person to think that they got a swivel for themselves
so too.
and a swivel to be like the fairy godfather of, like I do.
Or
Like
we'll
with
just
me,
draw another name.
I get to give all these wibbles away. It's so wonderful. So you would be able to have a swivel that you would be able to give to somebody.
So would they get 2 or
They
would we
would
draw
get 2,
2?
I think.
Okay,
Do we all agree?
what do you think, boys and girls?
Or should we just draw a new name? Let's do 1. Spread it around.
Okay.
All right.
1. So
Number
that is-
1, Sebastian Holtzman, Miss Palmer's
Ooh,
class.
Sebastian, I don't have Miss Palmer, okay.
Number 2, Lucy Saint, Miss Taylor's 2nd grade classroom.
I don't have any swivel.
You know what? You might just have to be a little more patient. Make sure you'll get one eventually. You know the way swivels are? It always works out.
It always
I promise.
works
I've never heard of somebody who really knew they need. Ask Zubin, right? You remember when you wanted a purple swivel? It was magic, right? It just shows up. So don't you worry about it.
And then what about your mom when she was waiting for you to be born? Took how long?
9 months.
Hannah Bosa,
Right.
From whose group?
Miss Palmer's.
Ooh.
That's that $219. That was a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
raised
tickets
a lot of
they
money,
made,
so there's a lot of
right?
things for Miss
I'm
Palmer
going to
in there.
mix them around, though, so it's all fair.
They didn't mix boys and girls.
Holly Ortiz, Miss Dominguez, is class.
And you have those names there?
I'm putting them
Great.
right next to
Perfect.
each other, all right? To be fair, I want me to draw one of them, just draw a name out and send it to me. Grade 2, Gina, Jen Costa. In Miss Smith's class.